Sven, it's not food, okay? He hears the crunching of the bag and thinks it's food. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we'll be reviewing a litter that is made of walnut. Hi Sven. So this litter is by Naturally Fresh. It is a walnut-based quick clumping litter, and I purchased this off Chewy for about $22 for 26 pounds. Naturally Fresh is made from the fibrous material found in walnut shells, which has the proven ability to organically absorb ammonia odors better than other leading litters. Because it's biodegradable, it produces zero waste, it's as natural as it gets for your cats, and it's friendly for the environment, your cats, and you. Naturally Fresh lasts longer. It has an odor absorption capacity at least 3 times greater than the leading litters, allowing for less product usage. It forms harder clumps and absorbs odor better than clay, pine, corn, and wheat litters. 1 bag is equal to 3 bags of litter. It has the usual claim, dust-free, low tracking. I'll put all that to the test. It claims that it does not stick to the litter box. So Sven loves peeing on the side of the litter box. When we test like our clay litter, literally if I shook off all the clay to one side, you'll see like a clump on the wall. I would definitely put that claim to the test on whether it sticks to the litter box. So we're gonna test this litter for about a month, I would say, and I'll get back to you with my thoughts. So we've used this litter for over a month. I want to say like 5 weeks, maybe a little bit more, and I have a lot of things to share. So let's just dive right into the pros and cons. So starting with the pros, this litter actually lasted much longer than expected. I feel like I run through clay like really fast, and I kind of just expected this litter to be the same. I still have like a 4th left in this bag after like 5 weeks. With 3 cats, I just expect it to be like completely through this. They were still using the pine like here and there, but this was the main litter box that they were going to. So the second pro is that the odor control was surprisingly pretty good. When I test litter, it's normally in the living room next to my sofa because that's where I hang out the most and I can tell if a smell is being accumulated. But with this litter, the only time it smelled was when you're scooping the urine clumps. So there is an odor when there's urine clumps in the litter box and you're like up close and personal. But if you're like sitting like 3 feet away, you're not gonna smell it. Unless you don't scoop daily, then that might be an issue. So that's it for pros. Now let's get into the cons, which is kind of like a long list. So first things first, it's very similar to clay in like the size, texture, shape, all that. So it tracks exactly like clay. It gets everywhere. Like it was on my sofa, it was on my coffee table, it went upstairs. It's small, so it really sticks in between their toe beans and it gets all over the house. This is 2 days in a row of no sweeping. This is the amount of tracking, and it's gotten pretty far. We have this huge beanbag in the way, but it tracked all the way over here. There's some here. Second con is this litter is dusty, like super dusty. It's so dusty that when you're scooping and like you're sifting the litter, there's a plume of dust that just kind of comes out. Okay, and this is just scooping. I've never even seen that before, even with clay. So that was kind of like shocking. And I had like a side table, maybe like a foot and a half away from this litter box. And since the litter is brown, there was just like brown dust all over it. I wiped it with a tissue and no, it was gross. Also, when the cats are in the litter and they're like plumaging through, all of them have white paws, right? So their paws turn brown. I know that this litter is natural, but I still just am not comfortable with my cats ingesting excess dust that they don't need, you know? My third con is this litter does not clump well. So we scoop every night and every morning, and so when we scoop in the morning, the pee clump that was like left overnight, you would expect it to be tight because it's been a few hours, but it crumbles. The urine clumps crumble so easily with this litter, and like clay, you know, it breaks into these teeny clumps that you just can't scoop out. So it's kind of gross. The fourth and last con is that the clumps do stick to the litter box. You have to kind of work at it to scrape it off. And relating to the last con, it just makes it harder because when you try to scrape it off, it crumbles. So here are my final thoughts. I personally would not recommend this litter to anybody unless you have no other option. For example, your cat is allergic to all the other natural alternatives like tofu and wood, and you have to use walnut, then it's not like a super terrible litter. It does what it needs to do, but there's just a lot of cons that I'm not a fan of, and I would say most people are not a fan of, like the high dust, the tracking, and the clump breakage. If you are looking for an alternative to clay litter, I would recommend trying like clumping wood litter or pine pellets. I love pine pellets. Or even tofu. Alright guys, I hope you guys found this review helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in our next video. Bye!